Everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk to you about Yankee Candle and the wax tarts in particular, and I'm going to show you a little demo of how you use them. Hopefully this will be informative. I know if some of you use it or some of these steps might seem obvious, but I'm just going to show you and hopefully this video will be informative. Right, so to start off with, I'll just bring my oil burner in. Now you may say or wonder why she got it in a bag, but this is a big tip that I learnt recently. So I've just had this in the freezer, hence why it's in a bag with the clip. I've had it in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes. Don't want to leave it too long, as these ceramic burners could crack with the extreme coldness, so you are best just to keep it in for not too long. This is when you want to change the wax. So as you can see, if you pop it in the freezer, it just makes this really easy to come out. Otherwise it is quite difficult to get the wax out. So obviously you're left with a few bits here, so just scrape those off. Obviously you can spend a bit more time doing this. I'm just doing this really quickly, just obviously for the purposes of the video. So obviously you can just clean that up a bit more, and then obviously you have a nice clean tray there for your new wax tart to go into. I'll just show you what a tart looks like. Just use one that I haven't actually used yet. So these are wax tarts. They come in hundreds of different scents. These are essentially just wax, and they're just compressed into, I'll say, this shape. You can either burn them whole like that. I tend to try and get as many uses as possible out, so I'll tend to use about a quarter or so at a time, and you can get a good few hours out of just a quarter, and I think a full one you're going to get 8 or so hours roughly out of one of those. Obviously once I use a quarter, I'll burn it once, and sometimes I'll burn it again, but obviously you have to be careful of if too much of the scent's evaporated, then of course you don't want to keep burning it, or obviously it's going to give off not a very nice smell, so you're best to just change the wax over and start afresh. So obviously, like I say, you can just break a quarter off, or you can just crumble some in. In the past, once I've opened these, I have actually just crumbled all the tart up into a little plastic bag, which is how I keep them, and I've just gotten rid of the plastic, and then I just pour some in. It's just easy, and it would help with the melting time, so obviously the scent's released quicker, but once it's crumbled up like that, it's a bit difficult to guess how much you are actually using, so sometimes it's better just to keep it in the actual tart form. So like I say, once I break some off, I just this is one I'm going to use today just for the demo. It is Dune Grass, and so like I say, I break them up and then I just tie them not in the bag, just to help a lot of the smells mixing together where I store them. And obviously it just keeps all the bits in there, so if they do crumble out, obviously you've got them all contained in the one bag there. So I will actually burn one so you can see. So I will actually show you as well. Now obviously these work with using tea lights. I have used normal unscented tea lights in the past. You always need to use unscented because obviously you don't want the scents mixing. Ordinary tea lights can be used with tarts, but I have found in the past they can give off a burning sort of smell. It's a difficult smell to describe, but it's not actually the true tart smell. So these are actually special tea lights. Now at first I was a bit dubious about buying these because I thought it was just hype, and I thought, oh, it's just another sort of sales ploy saying that you need these, but I can vouch for the fact and say that they are actually better, and they are true in the statement that these do burn slower than an ordinary unscented tea light, and because they actually burn slower, it doesn't make the scent burn as quick, so you're not burning off that smell, and obviously that is what's giving you the toxic sort of smell. So I do find these are worth it. I will actually try and experiment more in the future with using more of the tart with an unscented tea light to see if there is a way around actually using these, because they do normally retail for around about the £5 mark. I got these from House of Fraser, which have a Yankee Candle section, and they tend to always do their Yankee Candles, whether it be jars, tarts, etc., at a reduced price. So I picked these up for £3.67 for 25, I believe. Yes, 25. And you can get a fair, I'm trying to think how much I get. I get at least a couple of burning times, a couple of uses. So I think, I don't know if you'd say about 8 hours, probably not. What's it say actually say on the packet? It's saying 4 to 6. How are you going to see that? It's 4 to 6, but yeah, I'd say that's probably about right, thinking about it. So I will actually get the tart going. So I will just break about, like I said, about a quarter or so off, and then just crumbling that. This one's just crumbling quite well, so this probably will start to melt quite quick. So when you actually crumble the tart in, if I can lift that up, show you, let's see if we can zoom in. There we go. You'll see that it's very minute little granules of wax, and obviously they will melt down to liquid and give off the lovely scent. We just zoom back out there. Let's get back into shot. I am just actually using a large tripod at the moment, just so I can have hands free for everything. So that's why we're sort of looking down. It's just how I've got the camera angled. So get that burning. Just move that off to the side a second while I just talk about a few other bits, and we'll get that going, and then I will show you what that looks like once it starts to burn. So going on to the subject of wax tarts, you can pick these up in various different places. Like I mentioned, House of Fraser, there's some online Yankee Candle websites now in the UK. Also, there is a few stores. I used to have to travel out to another town. Well, I wouldn't travel especially, but obviously if we were there for a day trip, then I'd pick something up from their Yankee store. But we've now got one in our hometown as well. But it goes by a different store name. It's called Aroma. But as far as I believe, they stock all Yankee products. So I think now in the UK they are becoming a bit more readily available to get. Yankee is an expensive brand, but like I said, House of Fraser, I picked one up recently and it was on sale because, well, like I said, all their candles are at a reduced than retail price, but this was out of their Christmas range. So obviously you can save money there by getting seasonal ranges. Obviously, once that period's finished, they will be reduced in price. So I got a Christmas one and it was called Snow in Love, and that was reduced to 45p. And another thing to look out for, I bought this set. This was one of the Christmas sets. Now, it's not Christmas season tarts, it was just a set. So obviously they sell these gift sets at Christmas time. So with it being after Christmas, they halved these. I think these were £10.99, so it was like £5.50 or £5.49 or so for this set of 9, which is a really good deal. So this set, I'll just show you just some examples of scents you can get. That is Sicilian lemon, summer scoop, mandarin cranberry, vanilla lime, orange splash, black plum blossom, sweet apple, pink dragon fruit, and black cherry. Now if you can just see in there at the candle, I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but it is a very smaller flame than an ordinary tea light. It's more of a controlled flame. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier, that the more controlled flame, the slower and more even melting you get. I don't know if I can, you can just see there. Can zoom in that there's actually a puddle of wax. If you can just see there, it's just melting in. So like I say, soon that'll all be melted in, and so you'll just be left with liquid, and that'll give off the scent. Now of course the other way you can burn these tarts is with an electric burner. I have bought an electric burner in the past, but it was just a generic one, not a Yankee brand one, and I must say it wasn't very good for doing tarts at all. It just didn't seem to melt them enough that it was throwing out the fragrance around the room. It was more, I'd say more for just actual oil burner oil, and I use it for that, and it's fine for that. So I think you do have to be careful what you're actually buying in that respect. So I may invest in an electric burner in the future, I don't know. Sometimes I hear mixed reviews about those. So as far as I know, I think the retail about, I did see one in the aroma shop, and I think they're about £23. So I might invest in one of those in the future, or if I see it on sale, I may get one there. So as you can see now, that is burning, just melting along nicely. So there we go. That was a little video there on Yankee Candle wax tart. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and obviously if you'd like to see anything like this again, let me know, or any ideas for any other videos. I'm always open to suggestions. So thank you everyone for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, or leave a comment, or subscribe if you've not already. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.